Okay, so what's up? I'd like to welcome y'all to episode 2 of the Building the Broken show podcast, whatever. You see, it's a not using my studio setup today, so sorry for the poor quality. But first off, anyone that I have reached out to about doing interviews or have reached out to me, please know that I am going to get to you at some point soon. Life has just been chaos. I'm literally recording a podcast episode on my phone, not even on my computer. Life's been crazy, But with that being said, hope everyone who's listening is having a blessed day, week, month, year. And if you need any prayers or anything, please reach out in the comment section because we all got to pray for each other. Praying is our way we stay connected to each other and Christ. So with that being said, I want to jump right into kind of what I'm doing here. And the other day, I did a short, reel, TikTok, whatever you want to call it, about using your past, no matter how crazy it is, to serve God. Some of you are probably like, how do I do that? I used to steal cars, use drugs. I was a felon. I was a sex worker, whatever it may be. No matter how bad your past is, it can lay the groundwork for something great. In the book of Matthew, Christ tells his future disciples that are fishermen, follow me and I'll make you fishers of men. Now, with that being said, okay, well, how does that apply to Jake, the ex-con? Well, I don't know about you guys. I love watching people do prison ministry. I've never been to prison. I probably look like your uncle that did. I've never been to prison. I don't know much about prison other than stories people have told me. But the best people out there doing prison ministry are guys that have been in prison for X amount of years, been in gangs, been in things like that. Johnny Chang is a really great one if you like to follow that stuff. He was a gangbanger from the time he was a young teenager till he was grown, got out. His mom introduced him to his pastor, found Christ, and now he goes to prisons and he preaches and baptizes people and all that. It's a very awesome thing. But those people feel connected to him because they look at him and they go, okay, well, we've heard your story. We see you. You're a little easier to connect to than, we're going to say, hypothetical Pastor Tim, who lived a clean-cut life. He didn't have sex before marriage. He met his wife at Bible college. And he's a pastor to a successful church and just lived a squeaky clean life. And I'm not knocking this hypothetical pastor and the pastors out there like that. Good on you. I think that's a Christian success story right there. Like, you avoided a lot of the hurtful things that a lot of people had to get to before coming to Christ. But for those that went through those hurtful things, they see the prison minister who spent 10 years in the penitentiary, or you get into like drug recovery and you see the guy that used to, sell on the corner, kick the habit, kick selling, whatever. And now he's out preaching the gospel and trying to pull people out of that life. They feel more connected to someone that's been through what they've been through. Divorced people, when you're going through a divorce, for me personally, the hardest thing to do, because I went through one, talk to people who are happily married in your church and they've never been divorced. And I'm not knocking those people, but they start trying to give advice about something that they don't really know any about. Now, luckily, when I went through mine, I had a very good friend who's a pastor that has been through a divorce and all that. You know, he is the first person I reached out to, I think, outside of like my like immediate friends and family around me. Mm, excuse me. And he was able to kind of like pray with me and talk to me about things. And he probably said a lot of the same things everyone else was saying, but I heard it better from him, I guess, because he went through those things. You know, take like drug addicts. Um, Now, if you've been in and out of rehab programs and all this and heard the, I guess, deliverance ministry, I believe is what it's called, you've heard all that, and someone tries to, who's never touched any kind of drug, whether it be legal, illegal, whatever, and they try to talk to you and preach to you and try to minister you out of that life. And anyone trying to help people out of that life, that's great. But they don't always hear it because, from their perspective, you don't know where I'm at, you don't know where my heart is, what this addiction feels like, whatever. But someone that has lived it, come out the other side and found Christ, they can talk to them from kind of where they are sitting right now because they've been there. And I'm not saying if you haven't been through any of these things, you shouldn't try to help people and lead them out of it, because if God gives you an opportunity to help someone and lead them out of whatever horrible situation they're in, do it. He put you there for a reason. But I'm saying if you are someone that's been through all that and come out the other side and you're wondering, how can God use me? Maybe you think you're too broken to be used. You're not. If anything, you are molded in a way to help people better than a lot of others can. So use your past. Your past is a blessing if you let it be a blessing. Let it be a blessing to you so you can bless other people. God bless you guys. If you've made it this far, do all the YouTuber thing. Like, subscribe, hit me up on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Spotify. Thank you for listening, and God bless you. Catch you on the next episode.